Inner Sickness podcast show. It is officially our first official live on YouTube. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, my co host, Mr. Mike, Florida Mike. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, brother Beto? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Excited that we're launching out our official first YouTube live, first of mini, and hopefully we can build up this channel and get this channel going on and just do what we love to do, man. Talk football, talk Niners, and just get people involved.
Right on, right on. Let's get it, man.
Let's do this. So, many of you probably have seen me or Mike on Facebook. A lot of you follow me on my page on Facebook, Niner Sickness, and I normally do my lives there, but we wanted to transition and start doing our lives on YouTube and start building our channel. So, before we start, I just want to remind everybody watching the video to please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, like the live, and hit the notification bell so that when we come on here with new content, when we do new lives, you will be notified when we come on live so that you can come and watch us and participate with us as we do our shows. So remember, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button, and hit the like button. We would truly appreciate that. So, what you want to share a little bit about yourself there, Mike?
Yeah, man. So if you guys seen me before, I'm Mike, man, aka Florida Niner fan. I'm down here in Florida representing this Niner Empire, Niner gang all day, and we making sure it go worldwide, man. And we appreciate everybody tuning in. Like my brother Beto said, man, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, man, because we're gonna be doing this weekly. We're gonna be consistent with it, and we want to make sure the Niner fans get some real thorough information, man. So that's what we're here to do.
Exactly, exactly. I know there's a lot of shows out there, a lot of YouTube shows, and everyone is entertaining for sure. But we wanted to bring a little bit of our own flavor into this. We wanted to give you our perspective of what we think of our team, how our team is doing, where we come from, what direction we're going to, and we just want to break everything with you. We'll be doing, like I said, mini lives here, and we're going to be doing breaking news. As many as you know, we have a lot of injuries on our roster, and we're going to be talking about injuries. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Saints game since that's already in the past. Then we're going to focus a lot on the Falcons game, what we need to do to win that game, because we all know that even though we're 11-point favorite, anything can happen at any given Sunday. So the Niners still need to be prepared. They still need to execute in order for them to come out with the victory. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking a few little topics, but tonight's show is just basically introducing ourselves. One of the guys that are with us, he is not able to come on tonight. His name is Nathaniel. So basically, this is a three host show. It's myself, Niner Sickness, my boy Florida Mike, and then we got the Boston hater Nathaniel that is not with us today. But we will carry on the show without him for tonight. But he is one of the guys that will be doing the show with us. So we're excited. So bear with us. We're probably going to get a lot of little kinks out here and there, but we're going to roll with this. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves, man. So if you want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the injuries, Mike, go for it.
Yeah, well, as you know, the obvious one is Richard Sherman. We lost Jones up there on the line, and we got a lot of little nicks up there just around on the roster. But what's going to be interesting is Kentavious Street. They say is supposed to be stepping in here. If you guys, for any of you guys who watch college football, you know, we know that Bradley Chubb got a lot of publicity, but a lot of Bradley Chubb's success came because of Kentavious Street as well on that line. At North Carolina State. So, I think Kentavious Street coming in at this point in the season, I'm not expecting him to be replacing and be all world, but if he could just be productive, that's all we need. If he could be disruptive, if he can get to put some pressure back there, hey, that's all we can ask for. And if the production is consistent or is helping it add on to what we already have, hey, it's cool. But we just got to make sure we sustain and be healthy, man. That's the biggest thing. But injuries is part of the game. Next man up. No excuses. We got to get out there and execute. We still got a good, solid defense out there. So, any injury at this point is very critical because our defense, of course, we want us all to be healthy. But hey, that's in a perfect world. So we just got to go out there and execute what we have, man. And if guys are clicking, our linebackers step up, we'll be fine.
Yes, we will definitely have to take that mentality. The next man up. Injuries are part of the game. We don't like injuries. We don't want injuries, but they're definitely part of the game. So we got to just take the next man up mentality, continue to move forward. This year, though, has been different from the years past. With depth, we have a lot of depth. Although we have been getting hit in the defensive line, but I still think that with Nick Bosa, DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, those three themselves running the show will be okay. We're definitely going to miss DJ Jones. He was a run stopper, but Mister, who we like to call Little Hulk Streets, will be definitely start for us this Sunday. So we got to see what he has to offer. Like Mike said, that definitely next man up. The next man up is what's going to take place. So I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the table. I don't know if you heard, Mike, but the Cardinals, they went ahead and cut Suggs from their defense. He's on the waiver wire. He's 37 years old, but knowing that we lost DJ Jones and D Ford to at least the playoffs, what do you think? I mean, we're at the 31st part of the waiver wire, so we're way in the bottom. The last one is the Ravens. But if Terrell Suggs reach us, do you think we should sign him and bring that pass rush to our line that we need, or do you think we'll be okay without him?
I mean, we've been playing pretty well without him. So, I mean, if he came onto the team, I mean, more depth, a veteran player, he's experienced. It'll be a short term situation, but we've been playing well without him. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, you know, if he's not hurting our team in any way and he just helps add on with his experience, hey, cool. We lost Quan Alexander, which we seem to manage without. We would certainly be better with him, but losing Quan Alexander, we're not going to have a caliber of that type player. Terrell Suggs is much older, obviously, but like I said, he has the knowledge of the game. Unfortunately, he was on a team that we played against with the Ravens in the Super Bowl, so he has big game playoff Super Bowl experience. So you know, if he's on our side this time, ironically, if we see the Ravens again, that'd just be funny that he suits up with us if he was to come aboard.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I think he'll be a good fit for us is he brings that veteran presence. He's great in
Yeah,
the locker room,
absolutely,
and
experience.
even though he's 37, people don't need to understand this that with the Cardinals, he was expected to be an every down player. And with us, that's not the case. We can definitely rotate him a bit and that'll give him fresh legs and ability to rush the quarterback. And I would love to see a rotation between him and Bosa going after the quarterback. As you know, Bosa hasn't been getting the sacks that we want. He's been getting more snaps because of the lack of depth in our defensive line, and because we don't have that many rotation anymore, he's been getting more snaps. And I think with the more snaps, a little bit more tired he's gotten. So even though he's young, but we need to keep him fresh. So I think that'll be a great addition. Now, I don't know if he'll make it to the 31st spot, but it would definitely be nice to see if he's there available. Now, there's another guy named Jenkins from the Giants, cornerback, that was cut as well for different reasons. He's going to be available as well. Did you hear anything about him? What's your thoughts on him, on his character? Would he be a good character in our locker room? Would he be more disruptive? Would he be okay because Sherman's down? Or should we just roll with the secondary that we have now, Mike?
Honestly, I'm fine with what we have. I mean, we still have young guys that we invested in from the draft. They've coming on with Mosley, Witherspoon. I'm fine with our secondary personally. Like I said, I'm never opposed to adding in more depth if it helps our team. But just to add depth because someone goes down when we have young guys that we invested in, I want to give them a chance to develop. And so far, 11-2, it speaks for itself. Um, Mosley hasn't disappointed. Witherspoon's been good coming back from injury early, a few games ago, with whatnot. So I'm good with what we had, to be honest with you. If we get Suggs, though, on the other hand, like I say, he's a more veteran player, seasoned player. He's been to the big game. He's won, unfortunately, against us. He's had multiple playoff appearances. So, if he doesn't come in no expense, if he's an added depth, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, yeah. Out of the two, I definitely would prefer Terrell Suggs and and bring his veterans into the mix with their young guys out there. He brings that Super Bowl experience. He brings that playoff experience, and that's what we're going to need, especially going into the playoffs. A lot of our guys have not made the playoffs, have not been in the playoffs, and as even though they are professionals, you always want to bring someone in that can kind of, you know, like Emmanuel Sanders has been doing to our receivers. Emmanuel Sanders has been key to our young receiving core and bringing that professionalism in and bringing that attitude of, rest, don't do too many extra activities before the game, and just been keeping the receivers zeroed in on what they got to do, and that's what we need in our defense. So if he is available, definitely would like to pick him up. He's not going to go that much money. I think he's just got the minimum in his contract with uh, the Cardinals, and if we pick him up a waiver, we just got to pay him the remainder of what he's owed, which is not really that much. So he's very affordable. So if he can, like I said, if he can do damage, especially against like the Seahawks on Week 17, and then going forward in the playoffs, and if he can win a championship with us, why not?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, um, any addition, by subtraction and whatnot, if it's something beneficial, cool. But like I said, we got enough talent on this team that's young that we've invested in through the draft, and that's the beauty of this team. A lot of fans early in the year before the season started, had you told them we'll be clinching the playoffs, with the last 3 games left, they probably would have thought you was crazy. But we saw something special in our team last year in terms of improvement, and we saw potential there. So last year we competed damn near every game. We got blew up by that little team in the west coast of Florida, Tampa Bay. But we had a couple games. Most of our games we competed in with our backups, so we knew the potential was there with our starters. So this year, adding on an experienced veteran player, pretty much very inexpensive, won't do anything to us, and just give us more depth and experience. I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, neither am I. A pretty good thought. Christian Craver says Joe Staley is one of the few players on this current team that's made the playoffs. That's true. That's true. Back with the hardball time, so we definitely have Staley. And by the way, talking about Staley, he definitely had a great game last week with the Saints. So welcome back, Staley. A lot of you were asking for his head. He needs to retire. He's too old. You keep Bromsey in there, and so many things I heard. But welcome back, Staley, to the fold. He played great. So I'm not concerned about our offensive line. But yeah, going back to Suggs, I think Suggs will bring that presence on our defense, and not only the presence but the rotation. Even if he gets 10 to 15 snaps on third downs, pretty much what D Ford was doing for us. Because we don't have that presence of D Ford at the end. So if we can bring in Terrell Suggs, you know what I mean. We're not looking for someone for 2 or 3 years. We're looking for someone to push us deeper into the playoffs and hopefully to the Super Bowl and win that Super Bowl. So if Terrell Suggs can come in at the bare minimum and help us get to our goal and have himself win a championship as well, why not? And if he gets to win it against the team that cut him this year, it would have been more incentive for him. Because imagine if we play the Ravens in the Super Bowl, how much he would want to stick it to them and going after Lamar Jackson. So you know, Terrell Suggs, he's definitely not going to. He's not a guy that we're looking for long term. We're looking for this year. We don't have to sign him next year. We're just looking for this year with the rest of the remainder games that we have, but especially for the playoffs. We need that. You can never have enough pass rushers, especially in the playoffs. So, with that said, I would love to have him here, but he would have to clear waivers. The only team that I can see snatching him from us, just because they don't want us to have it, is that ugly green looking team over there in the Midwest that may snug him just so that we don't get him. And unfortunately, they are ahead of us in the waiver wire. But it is what it is. But if he doesn't come, we're going to continue to ride with what we have. I mean, the guys that we have got us to 11-2. You don't get to 11-2 just by accident. You get to 11-2 because of the players you have on your squad and playing together. And as long as our Jimmy G is playing the way he's playing, anything else can kind of sort his way out. Jimmy G is playing great football, man. So I wanted to ask you, what's your thoughts on Jimmy G and how good can Jimmy G get, man, in your perspective? He's just barely touching the surface of how good he's going to be for us. What is the limits, or what's his ceiling? I should ask, in your opinion.
Well, I said it from the very beginning. Jimmy G, he's back up to Tom Brady for years. He's seen the Super Bowl. He's played in just a handful of games. You can see the potential in it when he came to us and won those last 5 games, beat a Jacksonville Jaguars team with their full roster. There was no excuses. He beat them. And I see him as a quarterback for years to come to be the future. I think what's funny is, man, as you know in our shows that we've done before, um, a lot of people who are coming onto this YouTube segment now, we've mentioned over and over again, preseason is not something that majority of us that are on the show are a big fan of. And the reason being is because when Garoppolo played in preseason, there was chatter about him not looking good. He just came back from his injury. And the media has a weird way of making some fans worried about their teams based on a player's production in a preseason, aka practice, meaningless game. So, once Garoppolo had a bounce back game from, I think it was his third game in preseason, the narratives kind of shifted. They go up and down. Now, after this Saints game, it's amazing. I remember when we played against Seattle and we lost, they were killing Garoppolo in the media, saying he doesn't have it, he's not ready for the big stage. But then we beat New Orleans and goes toe to toe, and they said, well, he can't win in a shootout, and he did. It's just funny, man, like how they change stuff.
Hello?
So this is why this show is key, because we're not going to do the emotional narrative changing just to get ratings or just to make people watch and cause controversy. We're just going to keep it thorough, man. Like, use facts. The facts is Garoppolo has barely played a full season in his career as a starting quarterback in the NFL. People watch
So
and cause controversy. We just going to keep it thorough, man. It's kind of challenging to
has
say
barely
something
played a
about
full
Garoppolo
season
negative,
in
man.
his.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely. I mean, again, I got to go back to Bill Belichick. There's a reason why he wanted to keep him over Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Right.
I'm not saying that Garoppolo is better than Brady at this
Mm-hmm.
particular moment in time, but he definitely saw the potential of being Brady's replacement and the ceiling, how high the ceiling would be with Garoppolo, and the loyalties of Mr. Kraft. Mr. Brady went over there crying to him, and we all speed forward. we were able to get him in the second with the second pick, and in a trade. So I'm glad we got him, Mike. I'm glad he's part of the Niners. He's definitely doing things that we haven't seen in a quarterback in so many years, man. We didn't see that with Kaepernick. We did not see it with Alex Smith. We did not see that. I mean, we're starting. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get that feeling about. Uh, I'm not comparing him to Joe Montana or Steve Young. Okay, I'm not going ahead of myself. But there are some qualities that I like about Jimmy G that reminds me of Steve Young and Joe Montana. And I know that he will eventually get there. He'll be by the end of his career, he'll be a quarterback that is going to be well known by the San Francisco 49ers because I believe he's going to win us multiple Super Bowls, especially with Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch and what they're doing. We're definitely heading in the right direction. So I'm excited, brother. I'm excited with Jimmy G. I'm excited with the development of our young receivers. Kendrick Bourne continue to go catching those 2 touchdowns against the Saints was key. Debo Samuel, and as long as you put players that are able to help out Garoppolo, give him those players that he needs, he would execute and he will continue to do what he does, man, is win games. So, well, I don't care what the haters say, what people say. Jimmy D continues to win games. That's what he does. He wins games. So as long as he continues to do that, then we're definitely heading in the right direction. Melissa Valenzuela, welcome to our YouTube. Again, a quick reminder as we go on. This is our first time, our official first time live on YouTube. One of hopefully many shows in the future. So please share this video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification so that you will be notified the next time we go live. You will be notified so that you can join us on the topics and discussions that we will be having every Friday. We'll be doing more than one video per week. At least I will be jumping on here, but at least a minimum of once a week. Every Friday, we'll be talking about the game that we played against and the team that we're going to be playing on Sunday. So we're going to do those breakdowns, and we have so many things we can bring up, man. So I'm excited. Um, let me see here. Give me a second. What did I do here? Okay, so let me. Christian has a question. Let's see if I can bring it up on here. It says, "I'm kind of parenting what Max Kellerman said one time when he said we could barely buy a win last year without Jimmy G. Nothing against Mullins or Beathard, but Jimmy just makes that much of a difference." What's your thoughts on that, Mike?
So I can see the question a little bit as well. Um, is he asking? Because I don't watch those ESPN cronies, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I stay far away from them. That's why we created this show. But Max Kellerman, is he saying that we can barely buy a win without Jimmy G? So he's kind of complimenting Jimmy G. Is that what he's saying?
Yes, he's compliment. Yeah, he's saying that without Jimmy G, we can't buy a win. We need
Okay.
Jimmy G to be
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't listen to those ESPN guys, man. They all change their minds up and down. But regarding to Christian's comment, thanks Christian for chiming in tonight. Um, yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo is our starting quarterback. When Garoppolo went down last year, there was a few. I don't know if they were Niner fans, but they act like they were. But there was a few Niner fans who was really high on Nick Mullins, and I think a lot of that was attributed to Beathard not closing out games and Nick Mullins winning games. But if people watched the San Francisco 49ers last year, um, I don't see how anyone could watch either Nick Mullins or Beathard and not miss Jimmy Garoppolo. Nick Mullins didn't win no games on the road. He got blew out in Tampa Bay. The teams he beat, I mean, I think the win against Seattle he had last year minimize the fact that he, lost to the Giants, who was very poor. He beat a bad Raiders team, and I'm not taking away from Nick Mullins. I mean, he came in, had no expectations or little expectations, and he, played beyond the expectations, which is much credit to Nick Mullins. But there were some fans who really thought Nick Mullins was a challenge for Garoppolo in terms of starting for our team. And Yeah, I agree with that comment, man. You know, we Garoppolo's our starting quarterback. Without Garoppolo, I don't think the odds are in our favor to win the Super Bowl. We're not showing to be a winning team. Garoppolo is the centerpiece of this team. He's our franchise quarterback. So having him healthy makes us a contender, and I'm certainly glad we got him.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I definitely. I'm glad he is definitely part of the red and gold. And I just like what everything that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch is building. I mean, they came here. This is the third season.
Mm-hmm.
They came in here with a hot mess. I mean, the Niners were going nowhere, and they were going nowhere fast. They
Right.
had to come in here. They had to get rid of half of the roster. They brought in a lot of players that a lot of you guys probably didn't like, but they had to bring in bodies just to fill the roster because that's how bad we were after Harbaugh. And personally, myself, I really think that what Kyle Shanahan is doing is more special than anything that Harbaugh. And I'm not trying to take nothing away from Harbaugh. Harbaugh, I mean, he got us to 3 championship games and a Super Bowl. So I'm not going to undermine his ability to coach. But if you ask me, I am feeling more confident in the ability of Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch and what they're doing for this franchise going forward with Parag. They're not mortgaging the future. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket to try to win now. We've seen that what can happen with that with the Rams. The Rams a year or two they put all their eggs in the basket. Yes, they got to the Super Bowl, but they didn't win it. And because they didn't win it, now they're going through all the turmoil that they're going through because of that. And John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan hasn't done that. So I'm glad for Jimmy G. I'm glad that he was the one that we took over Kirk Cousins. And just with the development of not every draft pick that we've taken has planned out for us, but the majority has. And I'm looking, hopefully, Dante Pettis comes back this week against Atlanta and kind of shows us why we drafted him, in the second round. I know he has had his up and downs, but he is fully healthy. So I don't know how much reps he's going to get, Mike, because we do have Emmanuel Sanders, we do have Debo and Kendrick Bourne playing really good. So I know that his snaps count is not going to be high, but I hope that I hope he's showing something in practices where he comes back in because I do like Dante Pettis, man. I do like him. I don't want him to be a wash on our team. I want him to grow and just be that player that I think he can be. What's up, Nathaniel? Look who just showed up and made a comment. Niners are 5-20 without Jimmy G since 17-4 with him. There you go. Good point there, Nathaniel.
Big Nate.
Nathaniel is one of our co-hosts with us. The one you see on the board now. So yeah, good point. Niners were 5-20 without him, 17-4. You can't argue with those stats. They are what they are for a reason. Excuse me. But I'm definitely like the direction the Niners are heading. I love everything that's taking place this year, being 11-2, going forward, potentially winning out and winning our division, which is rightfully belongs to us. I don't care what the other 3 teams say. We're taking back what belongs to us. And I don't know about you, Mike, but my goodness, I wouldn't imagine in a million years this year that we will be potentially playing for the number 1 seed in a first round bye in the playoffs. We've been out of the playoffs for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Hiatus for 6 years. And don't you got I don't know about you, Mike, but I want to get your perspective on this, but there's a lot of teams out there that every year they're always developing their team, they're always adding to the team, they're always making roster moves, and they cannot seem to get it together. They cannot seem to get it to where it works for them. And we are blessed as Niner fans that prior to Harbaugh, we were hiatus too, right? We were not in the playoffs. We were not at all the playoffs.
Yeah.
Harbaugh comes in. Next year, you know, we start becoming dominant. Then next year, you know, we're in the championship 3 times in a row, 3 years in a row, and then in the Super Bowl. And then Harbaugh leaves. We go through our turmoil. Again, we go through a hiatus. We go through a lot of crap, and then we get Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, and here we are again with high expectations. You know, I personally thought myself that if we can get into the playoffs and the 6th seed as a wild card, I will be content just because we will be in the playoffs and we haven't been in the playoffs for the last 6 years. But now we have the opportunity to get in with the 1st seed, the worst case scenario, 5th seed, which is still better than the 6th seed. So from that perspective, we've already accomplished something great that we didn't have to even come into the playoffs with a 6th seed. So I want to get your perspective. What your thoughts are of the number 1 seed? What are you looking forward on seeing with the 1 seed? Will you be okay if we went up with the 5th seed? Do you think it's very important? Obviously, having a bye, giving our guys rest, will be a key. So, what do the Niners need to do, Mike, in your perspective, to keep the number 1 seed? Obviously, win out, but what do they need to do to keep the number 1 seed so that we can get that 1 week bye and let our players rest?
Well, we just gotta win. Play consistent, man. Hopefully we can avoid key injuries. And which we can't control, but what we can control is turning the ball over, not being relaxed. All gas, no brakes mentality. Going out there and executing, taking care of the football on offense. Jimmy Garoppolo just minimizing those turnovers, and just continue to be in a position to score every time we touch it, and on defense get stops. You know, that's pretty much it. Execution, man. There's no reason why we shouldn't beat the Falcons. We should own the Falcons, and we can beat any team on our schedule with the talent we have. So just take care of that ball, keep the turnovers minimized. Our defense just got to step up and get stops, which our defense been playing phenomenal this whole year. I don't think that this Saints game is a reflection of our defense. Drew Brees is a unique quarterback in this league. He can do that to any defense. So I don't. I mean, we had one game where somebody put up that many points on us like that. I'm fine with this defense. I think we're doing a terrific job. I personally want to keep the 1st seed. Obviously, have that home field, have the bye week. But if we drop down to a 5th seed and we clinch, me and bro Nate was talking about it. Big shout out to Nate. He made a good point about Dallas being the preferred match that we play if we're 5th seed. They'll have home field advantage, I believe, if we're seated with them, rather than Philadelphia due to the weather. And Philly seems to play a little bit better when they're playing good, but both teams have found ways to lose games, and so we want to hope for this 1st seed. Anything that we can do, man. But we'll see what happens here. We got the Falcons 3 games left, so let's take care of business on Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. And just to kind of piggyback on what you were saying about the Dallas and the Eagle situation, obviously, as a Niner fan, I always want to put a whipping on the Cowboys. I can't stand the Cowboys.
I
Never have,
agree.
never
I
will.
agree. I
So if we
totally
if
agree.
we can take them out of the playoffs in their own house, and stick it to the fans, 100% with that. But the Eagles playing, yes, it'll be a colder condition. It'll be, I don't know if it'll be snowing or what the weather is there, but the Eagles are just a terrible. I mean, so are the Cowboys. But if you ask me, the Eagles are way worse on offense than the Cowboys are. Cowboys are a good team, just playing poorly, playing bad.
Hmm.
Eagles are what they are. They are who we know who they are, and I think we can handle either team. Will beat, not a problem. But I think it'll we'll put a whooping on the Eagles, and um, but regardless of who we beat, it'll be funner to beat the Cowboys. That's stating if we obviously in the fifth seed. I'm talking worst case scenario, but I really don't see us losing the number one seed. You know what? A lot of people have been saying that the Seahawks this, the Seahawks that. Listen, the Seahawks got exposed by the Rams for the reality of what the Seahawks are this year. The Seahawks have Russell Wilson. As long as Russell Wilson's there, the Seahawks will continue to win games. But they're not as good as what people think they are, and they got exposed by the run game, and they got exposed with a good defense by the Rams on that game. And truth be told, yes, we lost to them the first time, but we made a lot of mental errors, a lot of mistakes that cost us the game. It wasn't like they just straight up beat us because they were better. So even though we haven't won up in Seattle for such a while, I am very confident in the team that we have. The way Garoppolo's playing, the way our receivers are playing, the way we played. I mean, my goodness, the way we played New Orleans Saints in New Orleans to keep up with Breeze and company was phenomenal. I mean, any ordinary quarterback, we would have got blown out easily. It would have been the 45, whatever they put up. We would have had maybe 13 points. Lucky if we got 20. But
Right.
with Jimmy G, we and the play calling of Kyle Shanahan, we were able to keep up and even outperform Breeze. Because if you ask me, because everybody expected Breeze to play the way he played, but Jimmy Garoppolo definitely came out and showed the world what we already know as Niner fans, that
Right.
he can hang out with the big boys, sling the ball, and get that win. Um, Let me quick question from Christian. Says, as long as a long time Niner fan, I remember at one point we had the chance of winning the NFC West with a losing record. That's how bad our division was at that one point. But unfortunately, Seattle won it at 79. Yeah, um, Seattle. Seattle is what they are, but they're not the same team they've been in the years past. They lost Rashid Penny to I think he went on the IR. Personally, myself, Mike, and I don't know if you agree with me or not. As long as the Niners play the football the Niners can play, as long as they play solid games as Jimmy G has been playing, he don't turn it over. Our receivers don't drop the ball. I don't care who we play, where we play, we will win the game. We can play anybody, anywhere, at any time. We can run the ball. We can stop the run. We can we can protect our quarterback. So this year, really, there's no flaws on our team other than ourselves making mistakes at crucial times that can hurt us. But I really believe as long as Jimmy G plays smart, and which he has, and I don't know about you, but coming into this 3 game stretch, which was the Packers, Ravens, and Saints, everybody had us going 0-3. All the sports person had us, we were going to get whipped by the Packers, we were going to get destroyed by the Ravens, and there's just no way in the world we would have been able to win in New Orleans against the mighty Drew Brees. Everybody wrote us off. And I don't know about you, Mike, but 2 out of 1 is not bad. You're playing 3 teams that are playoff bound, 3 teams that are with a winning record of 10 and more, and you come out of there winning 2 of those 3 games. Kudos to our San Francisco 49ers. Kudos to our players. Kudos to our coaching staff. We are something special, Mike. We are definitely a special team, and I'm not afraid of playing anybody. I'd rather play at Levi's just so our fan base can enjoy watching our team do their thing live. But I don't care where we play, as long as we play our type of football. Ain't nobody want to see us in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree with that. I mean, that's why I don't watch these sports shows, man, because at the end of the day, um, that's what they do, man. They jump on, they go off, they come on. And then most fans, some of them aren't really watching the game. They're watching the game through fantasy football, and they're getting confused with stats and numbers as opposed to watching, the type of football we're playing to win games. Because we have guys on this team that might not be the greatest players in the league, but we have guys on the team that are playing good within the team concept that we're doing, and that's all we have to do is stay true to what we are. I'm not worried about anybody, honestly. We have a team that we shouldn't have to worry about what another team does. We're capable of winning, playing our style of football. So, like I said, we execute, we minimize those turnovers. The biggest challenge that I see with our team is the youth and inexperience, since most of the players have not had winning records, have not even made a playoff game. That's the biggest challenge, to see how they'll respond in a playoff atmosphere. Because in the season, it looks fine and dandy, but once that playoff game comes, it's a different atmosphere. It's a different level of intensity and focus. Can we respond? And I believe we will. We have enough veteran presence on this team. We have a leadership in Kyle Shanahan, and we have John Lynch, who's won the Super Bowl with that little team in the West Coast of Florida. So, with all that, veteran leadership that we have on the field and on the coaching staff, I think we have enough to do it, man. And I think these guys are hungry. They're ready. They know what they're up against. They know that it's us, San Francisco 49ers, against everybody else. And when we get to the Super Bowl and win, I personally, I know Richard Sherman stay humble and win, but I'm going to remind a few people in particular that I know. Everybody who doubted us, I'm going to do like Kumo did and say, how you like me now? That's
That's
a little
right.
old school for you young heads. But yeah, we'll see, man. One game at a time. We'll beat Atlanta, and we move on to the other little team in California, and then we'll finish out with the team that has a stadium named CenturyLink because they only can win one Super Bowl in the century, as they blew it on the 1 yard line.
I love it. Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. We can definitely play with anybody. Uh, if anything else, man, these Niners are young, but they have learned and they're building up chemistry with one another. Um, they're learning how to win. They played in some. I mean, that game against the Saints definitely encourages them know that they can play with the big dogs and win.
Right.
Um, they can definitely, it elevates their confidence
Mm-hmm.
that they can play with anybody and win. Going into a hostile environment as New Orleans in the Superdome, playing against a quarterback uh, like Drew Brees and Michael Thomas and that defense that is, you know what, it didn't look like it, just like ours didn't look like it that day, but their defense is top notch defense. They don't have a slouch of a defense, and we carved that defense as much as they did to ours. But we kind of expected Drew Brees to do that. I can guarantee you, they did not expect for Jimmy Garoppolo to do that to them. So I agree with you 100%. We don't have to ride on nobody's coattails. We run our own destiny. We're in the driver's seat. We win out, we win the number one seed. And that's the way you want to do it, Mike. You don't want to get into the playoffs based on what other teams have to do to get you in. I don't want to piggyback into the playoffs based on a outcome of week 17. This team got to do this, that team got to do this. We are going in. We're in the driver's seat. We're driving the car, and we're going to determine whether we're in the first seed or number 5 seed, whatever it is. It's going to be our choice, good or bad. It's still going to be the Niners' choice to make, and ain't no other team going to have to make it for us. And with that within itself, I am good with it, brother. I'm good with it with the 1 seed or the 5 seed, long as I know that our team is the one that's making that decision, and they have earned it, bro. They have earned it. You're right. I don't see Atlanta being. A lot of people say that they may be a trap game, but I think at this point, Mike, the Niners are zeroed in. The young kids are zeroed in. They know what's at stake. They know what they're fighting for. They know how close they are getting to these playoffs. The possibility of going to the Super Bowl is not as crazy as it was in the beginning of the season. It's actually the dust is settling, and they're starting to see it within the horizon. They're seeing that, you know what, we can go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
We can get there, and they're focusing in that. So I don't believe in it for a second. In this game that we're playing Sunday, that they're going to they're just going to just lay an egg and allow the Falcons to beat us. They're too razor focused. They're determined. These young kids are coached right, and Kyle Shanahan is not going to allow them to overlook the Falcons. That's just not what Kyle Shanahan does. He's going to make sure they respect the Falcons, realize that the Falcons can hurt you if you don't bring your A game. And I just don't see the Niners not bringing their A game. I don't see it. I see the Niners humble, hungry, and they're gonna do what they got to do to win that game.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, the way the Niners been playing this whole season, I highly doubt we just get like, oh, we're gonna take off. It's the Falcons. They play teams that are bad this year all season, and have came out, playing really hard. They know this game clinches us into the playoffs. They know that Kyle Shanahan and Telvin Coleman are former Atlanta Falcon player, coach, or offensive coordinator. So I know for a fact Kyle Shanahan wants to beat Atlanta. I mean, that was his former team, so he wants to stick it to him because he wanted a head coaching job. So I'm sure he wants to say, "Hey, I could have been that guy, but you kept who you got," and he knew he was special. So it's gonna be a fun game. We should win. I'm convinced we should win this game. And honestly, I believe we can win every game on our schedule the rest of the way. Anybody who was, you made a point earlier about the critics saying we were going to go 0-3. Um, that just goes to show you, man, people don't watch us. They don't watch football. It didn't take a rocket scientist to see from a team that was young and overcame adversity in many situations, self-inflicted adversity like the Steelers game where we had 5 turnovers and we
Mhm.
still came out and won. That type of team in that Steelers game was one of my favorite games because it showed me that we can have inflicted turnovers, still stay gelled together, and find a way to win, even though the turnovers are self-inflicted. So that
Yep.
shows character. Those are the type of games that builds championship teams. Not so much the talent, but the togetherness, the union, the camaraderie with the players. And I think that's probably why Beto, you and a lot of other fans are feeling that this 49ers team is going to be very significant, a possible franchise slash dynasty, unlike the Harbaugh era, because not only will they bring us Super Bowls, they'll be around for a while. And I think the difference is the way we drafted. We obviously don't got the idiot Trent Baalke anymore.
Yes.
So we're drafting a lot different. That you remember that receiver we had in the first round that didn't pan out under
Oh.
Baalke? Was it
Yeah, the one
Jenkins
that
or
went.
something?
The one that. Yeah, the one that went to Kansas City.
Yeah. So I mean, you hit or miss on draft picks, but it's like, I mean, come on, man. Like we got Debo Samuel, what, in the second round? He's playing pretty damn good for a rookie.
Yep.
So,
We got
you
Kid on
know,
the fifth round.
yeah, like we're drafting better. We have a different situation. We don't have, we have I think we have a better play calling coach that that sets his roster around what he wants to do. So, if Kyle Shanahan can take players and coach them up, he's has a proven track record of that. So I think it's kind of challenging because in Harbaugh's era, in fairness with Colin Kaepernick in particular, in that Niners team, there were players that retired early, like Borland. Remember that linebacker we drafted, or what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the young kid that played just for 1 year.
yeah. Nobody expected him to retire early. That was unexpected. Imagine if Nick Bosa retired early. We wouldn't expect that for a young kid that we just drafted.
Yeah.
So, when we draft somebody with a high pick, we expect them to stay, and when they leave, it's kind of like, damn, that sets us back. And Patrick Willis retired. Navarro Bowman was injured. So it was a lot of things going on, and it led to a quicker demise than we expected because unfortunate situations just piled on top of each other, and that set us back. The reason why we able to rebuild to this point, because we got an up and coming coordinator who we saw potential in to be a great head coach. We got John Lynch, who had no experience as a GM, but has an understanding of football, so where he can build a defense structured like he did with the little team in the West Coast of Florida. So, um, you know, I'm so glad that we have Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. They're working phenomenal for both of them to be inexperienced as a GM and a head coach and get us here in year 3 at 11-2 is amazing. And the only way we can go is up. So the thing is, as San Francisco 49er fans, for those of you who haven't heard a lot of us on this show, just want to bring you up to speed because it's the first time we're on YouTube. Some of you watch us, you already know how we feel, but for you new viewers, just understand we have always preached, and this is why I say this show has a lot of substance because we were against Khalil Mack. We were against these big brand names that would mortgage our future. We've always preached that we need to build the right way. You know what
Yep.
I mean? And the right way is not mortgaging your future. It's simple. Get what you need, you know, that'll help build around you. I'd rather have 2 DNs than 1 Khalil Mack, which we got Nick Bosa and D Ford. We have Khalil Mack. We don't have those 2. So granted, we got Nick Bosa, unfortunately, because Garoppolo got injured, but we were in a position to have a first round defensive end pick because we had a bad record. You know, so with Garoppolo getting injured, it did help us get higher in the first round tier as opposed to being, who knows, maybe a little mid to lower had Garoppolo stayed healthy. But D Ford, we also got, you know, via trade with the pick, and we had capital to acquire D Ford and Nick Bosa. So we got 2 players for the price of 1. So as long as the 49ers don't mortgage their future and just keep adding on to what we have and build through the draft, make our own brand names. We don't need to get other ones. We can create our own. That's exactly what we're doing. Debo Samuel might become one. George Kittle is one right now. Nick Bosa is obviously going to be one. These are players that we drafted. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? So if Niner fans really look at what we're doing, the model that we have here, it's working. You have to be
Yep.
patient. You have to keep getting better and better, and that's what we're doing. Next year, we'll probably be in the contention to win the Super Bowl again. So let's just keep building.
Yep. Yeah. Oops, sorry about that. I agree. Well, I agree about that. Oh, sorry about that. I put you on mute. So I want to make note that you were talking, but I agree. I agree with everything you said, and I'm not going to go over it no more because you said it very well, and I completely agree with everything you stated. Christian says he has a question that I brought up a minute ago. He says we have to have a Belichick mentality in the sense of we have to take it one game at a time and not look ahead because that's what gets you in trouble if you look ahead thinking it's going to be a cakewalk. Um, I don't think the Niners are looking ahead of the Falcons. I think we as the Niner fans are. And you know, and basically whether we look ahead or not ourselves as fan base, it doesn't really matter. I think as a team, Kyle Shanahan has this team discipline. Um, Robert Salah has this team discipline where I just don't see them looking ahead over to the Rams past the Falcons because we all do, and I agree with you, Christian. We all anything can happen in any given Sunday, and if you, I personally myself, I think the Rams, I think the Seahawks when they play the Rams, they overlook the Rams because the Rams have been playing well, and they're like, we're going to win this game, no big deal, and we all saw what happened. But with that being said, Mike, and to answer Christian's question, I don't think we're overlooking it. I think the Niners are focused, razor focused. I think they know what they need to do. I know. I mean, you can't go into a team like the Saints in that type of environment under those hostile conditions and not be focused. You would get eaten alive. And every player went in there with a mentality that we're going to play together, we're going to win together, and we're going to succeed together. And I think that's what the Niners are doing, and that's what got me excited this year. And we're definitely heading in the right direction with not overpaying, bringing the proper free agents, like K1 Alexander, who unfortunately got hurt, but just the attitude that he has brought to the locker room, the aura of the excitement. I mean, I don't care what people say, he with his presence alone on the locker room made Fred Warner step up his game. Fred Warner stepped up because of the type of character and the type of player that K1 Alexander is. So the Niners are not looking for big names, like Mike said. They're looking for players that do their job, that are focused and humble to do their job. And why look for a big player? Why not develop a big player? Develop a player like George Kittle. We didn't bring him in. He wasn't a first round pick. He was a fifth round pick out of Iowa. And right now, he developed into arguably, if not the best tight end in the NFL right now. He
Right.
wasn't like that when we got him. He was developed into a heck of a player. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking at getting players that are not big names and turning them into those names because of the potential that we can get out of them with our coaching staff. So I definitely like the direction that we're going, Mike. I definitely like that um, we're sitting at 11-2, and we're going to continue to win games this year. And I'm looking forward to what the playoffs have for us, man. And it's going to be a fun, regardless of what happens. It's definitely been a Cinderella story for me, man. I've enjoyed the ride, and I'm still enjoying the ride, man. And we still have a few weeks to go, man. So all I want to focus on, honestly, is just our injuries. I want to make sure that we can tailor down our injuries because that has taken a toll. It seems like every year it takes a toll, and even though we change our training staff, we're still getting quite a few injury. The injury bug is still sitting with us, and that's one thing that I want to, get rid of. But to be 11-2 takes the sting out of a little bit out of the hurt players than if we were 2-11. So we're definitely heading in the right direction, bro. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited about our new official launch of YouTube. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna continue to bring a lot of content. So we're gonna continue to talk about players that are coming and going, injuries, and just bring entertainment into your home. We all work hard. We all do a lot of things throughout the day, man. And so, if you allow us, me, myself, Mike, and Nathaniel, to come into your home, talk to you about our beloved Niners, just share with you our thoughts on what we think, and give you guys our perspective, and just make it fun for you guys to enjoy, man. Escape the real world, jump on YouTube, and spend an hour having fun, enjoying yourself, and talking about the best team on the NFL, which is yours, our beloved 49ers. There is no other team better than them. Um, I'm excited, Mike. I am excited. Let me read another question from Christian. Christian, thank you for bringing up this question, man. You've been very active. I appreciate you, brother. It says, I know this sounds weird, but I think last year was a blessing in disguise of getting Bosa this year because Bosa has been lights out. Give me a second. For us this year. I know you want to win every game, but still. Um, I think I'm a believer that you always can get something good out of something bad. You can salvage something good out of something bad. Unfortunately, we lost Garoppolo in the third game of last year, and because of that, we plummeted down and we lost a lot of games. And I believe what we got out of it was opportunity to draft a Nick Bosa onto our defense. But with that said, and as good as Bosa is, I personally do not want to be drafted in the top five for a very, very long time. I want to draft in the bottom 20s, not in the top fives every year. That tells us that we're definitely in the playoffs every year, and we're contending for Super Bowls. So as good as Bosa is, and we got him, I don't look at Chase Young out of Ohio State. He is projected to be the best defensive end coming out of college. Uh, but I don't care how good he is. And I don't care that we're not going to be in the mix of getting him. We're talking 11-2. We're going to be in the playoffs, and that for me brings more excitement uh, about any draft pick. Because last year, Mike, around this time, I don't know about you, but I was already thinking playoffs. I mean, excuse me, thinking draft. I was looking at what position we were going to be in the draft, who was available in the draft. I mean, I was way ahead of myself because there was nothing forward to look for this last year. This year is different. I don't care about the draft, and I'm not trying to undermine Christian's question. This is just my personal thoughts. I don't care about the draft when it comes. I don't care about the combine. I don't care about none of the free agency. I don't care about none of that because I am focused and enjoying the ride of the 2019 season, being 11-2, and see how far we can go. Hopefully, we can go all the way and bring that sixth Lombardi Trophy where it belongs to the San Francisco 49ers and have that parade that we have missed in such a long time. We need that parade. And so I'm excited, Mike. I'm excited in the direction that we're going, man. I'm excited about our show. I'm excited about building our show here on YouTube. And so for everybody, real quick, before I give it to Mike a little bit, I just want to remind each and every one of you watching the video now or watching it at a different time, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification so that you will be notified each and every time that we go live on here under the Niners Sickness podcast so that you will be able to join us, and enjoy us talk football about our beloved 49ers. What else would you like to add in there, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely on this quest for six, man. And we want to, I personally want dynasty. I don't want a one, let's rush and let's pick up some big brand person so we can win now. I want to win for a long time. I want to win like for the next 20 years. So we're certainly going in that direction. Hopefully we can just continue to draft and build good. The draft history looks like we hit more than we miss. You're gonna get some that pan out, some don't. So as long as we get more that do and don't, we're all right. And we don't mortgage the future, we're gonna be in it for a while. And I wanted to say too to some of the callers that are saying we got to adopt what Belichick is doing. We can adopt what Bill Walsh is doing because even though there
Come
was
on now.
even though there was no salary cap, and I know some of you fans might be younger, but for a 49er fan in general, whether you're younger or older, if you're younger and you weren't around to understand who Bill Walsh is, do your research, know your team, know your history, know where you came from. So that way, when these new, and I say new England fans get it new, like they're new because a lot of them weren't New England fans prior to Bledsoe. Um, know your history, man, because we didn't have the salary cap, but Bill Belichick was influenced a lot by Bill Walsh. We had this West Coast offense that y'all be playing with on Madden. Who you think popularized that? San Francisco 49ers. Everybody uses West Coast offense. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at our own legacy. We got 5 Super Bowls. We must be doing something right. And then when salary cap came in, Bill Belichick eventually got his little system. He did his things. He got creative with it. But a lot of his influence, just like Tom Brady's influence is Joe Montana, the San Francisco 49ers is a lot of influence on this league. So let's get back to our original blueprint and let's recreate it to today's era and let's be successful. And that's what Kyle Shanahan's doing.
That is correct. And Christian did make a great point, and I like what you said too. A lot of the young bucks, that unfortunately, they're not too familiar with old school. Me and you, we come from an old school cloth. We come from the Bill Walsh, and as good as Belichick is, as good as Andy Reid is, as good as Holmgren was with the Packers and the Brett Favre days and winning the championship, as good as all these coaches were, know that they came from the Bill Walsh tree. He was the one that invented the West Coast offense, which a lot of people use now. And he was the one that brought that up. And the little short passes down the middle, the slant passes that everybody uses now. All that was something that Bill Walsh brought to the football. So I agree with you as well, bro. I agree with you as well. Bill Walsh was an amazing coach, man, and too bad God rest his soul, man. He's watching from up there and enjoying the Niners being successful again. And Kyle Shanahan, I must can definitely be heading in that same direction. I mean that the kid is smart. He's creative. The play calling. I mean, the play call. I mean, I love the way he disguises calls plays that everybody's already familiar with and puts his own little flavor. Same play, all he does is add a little bit of flavor to it to disguise it, to kind of trying to confuse the defense. But it's a play that everybody's already familiar with. It's just the different little pep on the step. What's up, Alfredo? Welcome. Done, sub, and liked. Right on, brother. Thank you for subscribing and liking, bro. Do me another favor, Alfredo. Let your friends and family know. Share the video. Because we're just starting. This is our first video. It's very important that we get it out there. That you guys share it with your friends and family, and we start building this up. I want to let you guys know real quick as well before I forget that once we hit 200 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a free Niner jersey to a lucky winner. Once we hit 200 subscribers on this show, I will be giving away a free Niner jersey, top quality jersey, to a lucky winner. Just our way of showing that we are grateful for you guys subscribing to our channel, being part of our channel. So help us share the video so that we can get to those 200 quickly, so that we can give out that jersey. And I'll be giving plenty of jerseys away. I want to build this channel. We want to build this channel, and we want to make this channel great. And it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. If you ever want to come on our show because you want to share a bit of what you have, your perspective of the game, especially about your Niners, let me know. Let us know. We will definitely bring you on here as a guest so that everybody, we'll make you famous. We'll make you famous so that everybody can see
Yeah.
you on the Niners Sickness podcast. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, and also, man, all of you guys that are watching this and sharing and liking, just be mindful. You are part of this growth. So
Yes.
we appreciate you, all Niner fans and even the non-Niner fans. We appreciate you chiming in respectfully, that is. And if you like and subscribe, we appreciate that as well. We want to make sure we bring substance and thoroughness, man. No disrespect to any Niner show that's out there. We know there's some people doing similar, but we want to stay true to what the 49ers really represent. We want to stay true to the fans, man. This is a relationship. Some other things, man, people just come on there like these ESPN cronies. They got a script. They're getting paid. They're just talking. They go up and down. They're lukewarm. They create controversies. We ain't about all that, man. We let our actions speak for ourselves, man. We speak with intelligence, substance, thoroughness, and we make sure, man, we stay true to our San Francisco 49ers because unlike them, we watch our team every day. Unlike them, we don't have to play a prime time game to get the attention. When we play Lamar Jackson and the Aints, then people want to start tuning in. But we were watching when we played the Steelers. We were watching, we're gonna watch when we play the Falcons. We were watching when we played the Bengals. So we were watching when we played the Browns. I mean, doesn't matter. We tune in, week out. And even on the bye week and off season, we still going hard for our 49ers. Networks won't do that. Networks talk about who's hot. Once the season's over, they don't talk about you no more. So we with our squad 365, man. So tune in to the show, man. If you a Niner fan or you a fan of what the Niners have accomplished so far, or even if you a hater but you respect the Niners, all of y'all tune in. We'll take all of you.
Yep. I agree 100%. And again, we can have all this content, we can have all these shows available for you guys, but without you guys, the viewers, we're never
Mm-hmm.
going to do anything. Everything is about you guys, the viewers. And like Mike said, ESPN, they talk about other teams, they talk about their opinions. And, there's a lot of commentators, and I'm going to name one. There's one in NFL Network. Um, I'm trying to think of his name. He was a running back for the Jags. He just not like the 49ers, and he's publicly said it on the network that he doesn't like the 49ers. He's always negative about the 49ers. And personally, who wants to hear someone like him talk about our Niners that way and not give the Niners the respect that they deserve? Here on the Niners Technics podcast, you're going to hear the truth about our Niners, but you're going to hear positive things about our Niners because we as Niner fans, we believe in our team, and we believe talking about our team and sharing to you about our team. So you're going to get you're going to hear and get what you need to hear from our team from the perspective of what direction we're going, and everything that is being developed within our team as fans. First and foremost, we love our team. We are excited about our team, and we're going to continue to bring perspective about our team to you guys, the viewers. But again, we can't do that and we can't be successful without you, the viewers, sharing the video,
Mhm.
having people like and subscribe to our channel so that we can start building this channel and growing it, and then we can start sharing more content. I'm going to read what Christian real quick says. I remember when Bledsoe was hurt. The rest was history with Tom Brady winning 6 Super Bowls. Imagine how many they would have won if Bledsoe wasn't hurt and if Brady would still be a starter now. Um, I mean, things happen for a reason. I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in coincidence. I think everything happens for a reason. It was time. It was Tom Brady's time to shine, and it was set up for unfortunately for Bledsoe to get hurt. We can say the same thing with the Rams when Warner stepped in for who was the one that got hurt? The quarterback for the Rams at the time. He came from Kansas City. I forgot his name. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
he got hurt, and because he got hurt, Warner was able to come in, and we all saw what the greatest turf show on turf took place. So things happen for a reason, but neither here or there with them. Listen, our little thing that happened to us was that Tom Brady went crying to Kraft about um, Garoppolo because Bill Belichick wanted to keep Garoppolo, and that's our turning point. That was our turning point in Garoppolo. This is how Garoppolo got to know who he is. We got to know who he is, and now he's a 49er, and we're going forward with him. And he's going to continue to do what he does. So, Alfredo Quick says, "Okay, I will share to people. I appreciate it." And Christian says, "The former running back for the Jags you were referring to was Maurice Jones-Drew." Yes, Maurice Jones-Drew, man, that guy, man. I mean, I don't care how good the Niners are doing. He just cannot say nothing positive about the Niners, and he has said it publicly that he hates the Niners on national TV. So if you like to
Nah.
hear stuff, if you like to hear stuff like that on TV, then go ahead. Here, you're not going to get that. Here, you're going to get everything the way that it is, man. You're going to get it, but you're going to get it from a perspective of 49er fans, not this idiot that played for the Jags that hasn't even won a Super Bowl and never going to be a Hall of Famer, man, with his dumbass opinion.
Yeah, man. And to add on to that, this is a testament to this show, man. This is why we, instead of adopting or inheriting a show which is indoctrinated with idiotic, comments like Maurice Jones-Drew, if that's what he said, if he specifically is coming out trashing the 49ers or whatnot, I mean, this is why we create our own show because we don't have to listen to that gibberish, man. We understand our team better than any of these so-called
Yes,
extras because they don't watch them. They don't. They watch highlights. They in their daily job. They're not watching them like a fan would of our team. Where we'll watch replays of our games. They don't care. They just do enough to report. So
yes,
hey, if you're watching those networks, big shout out to you. I just choose not to. I rather create my show and we be self-made, self-paid, and represent these Niners the right way.
that is right, Mike. That is absolutely right. And yes, I have heard Drew Jones say it himself out of his lips about
Yep.
our Niners, man. So it's not something that I'm just saying, uh, that is out there. I've heard him say it. Anybody that's watched NFL Network and heard him can agree with me, and making comments like that, even the other analysts, when he makes comments like that, they look at him like, wow, you're really saying that on national TV? You really? But he's allowing himself not to be a professional and voice his own opinion about what he dislikes about our team. Doesn't make him right. It just makes him an idiot that hates the Niners. But here on the Niners Sickness podcast, like I said, you're going to get the perspective that you want to hear. We're going to be talking positively about our team, and so we want to continue to invite you guys to watch our show. We want to continue to have you guys grow with us. And again, like Mike said earlier, as we grow, you grow with us. You're going to be part of history. As we get bigger and as we grow and as more people watches us, you're going to be part of that. You're going to say, man, I remember on December of 2019 when they came out with their very first show, I was part of that.
Yep.
And that's what you guys are going to be part of, especially Christian and Alfredo and all those who watched us during our first live. You guys are already part of this podcast. And this podcast, even though we created it for you guys,
History in the making.
for your entertainment, for your
Absolutely.
escape of the real world, if I may, for an hour, so that you can escape the issues of the real world and just dive in about your 49ers and you get perspectives about the Niners. And again, what we're missing a key ingredient to our staff, which is Nathaniel, great guy, has great insight. And our next show, when he'll be on here, you guys will get to meet him. For those that don't know who he is, and you'll see how great he is, man. And his perspective is awesome, man. So, yeah, if you have anything else you want to add, Mike, we can conclude our first live officially, man, and start building from here.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me on the show. Let's go Niners, man. Big shout out to all the Niner fans in the world, especially on the East Coast. I'm representing for us, man. I'm in Florida, but I'm representing for the Niners in Florida, all the way back to my birth country and where I lived there growing up in Germany, and all the East Coast Niner fans, man. So big shout out to y'all, and definitely big shout out to the Bay Area, the hometown, California Niner fans, man. California love, man.
Absolutely, and thank you for staying up. Yeah, that's why one of the reasons why I'm shutting it down too. It is 1 o'clock. It's going to be 1 o'clock in your time. It's barely 10 o'clock my time. So, but I have to keep that in mind. And normally we started late tonight because there was a situation that occurred. We started late, but normally our shows on Friday are probably going to be around 7 o'clock uh, um, Pacific Standard Time, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. So on a Friday. So keep that in mind. Before I close this out, let me just finish reading Christian's and Alfredo's comments because they're amazing. It says, I'm really glad that the Niners, let me bring it up, that the Niners got Jimmy G and I bet years down the road, the Patriots may regret not having him. Just watch. I agree. I definitely agree. Um, I'm a Niner fan from Lexington, South Carolina. I believe that's what that is. And Alfredo says, "Yeah, I'm from Cali." Oh, okay, Cali, brother. Good, good. So we definitely get people that are viewing our show that are 3 hours ahead of California. So I have to keep that in mind because we can go forever. And I know it's Friday night, but some people have to work tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and shut this show down. But again, before we close it up, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for participating. And those who are going to watch this as a rerun, we want to thank you as well. Remember, share the video with your friends and family. Let them know. Best way to get people to like us is the word of mouth. And let your friends know about our show. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification so that you will be notified each and every time we go live so that you don't miss not one of our episodes as we are just starting here on YouTube. And we look forward to bringing you more content, more things that to share with you guys from a Niner perspective. So we just want to appreciate you. And then our boy Nate will close it off with this comment. He says, don't forget Brunskill and Tolo as former Atlanta Falcons. Um, Neither one of them will be playing against the Falcons on Sunday, but those definitely bring motivation uh, towards the game on Sunday. But with that said, I just want to thank you for watching our show, for being a part of our show for the very first time here on YouTube. We appreciate you guys, man. And without you guys, we are nothing. And go Niners. We're 11-2. We're about to go 12-2. We're gonna beat those little dirty birds, pluck them out, send them back to Atlanta without the feathers, and then we'll move on to the next opponent. Go ahead and close it out, Mike, and then we'll call it a night, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys, man, for all chiming in. I'm always excited, man. I don't care if it's 4 in the morning. I love these 49ers. I'll be up all day. I don't care what time it is, man. So I'm excited to have this podcast with my brother over here. And we're going to keep bringing it to us, man, for the Niner fans. We're doing this for you guys, man. We want a voice. So, like I said, if you watch those networks, man, just know that you got a voice for the Niner Empire right here, man. We thorough. We let the substance talk.
That's right. And then just a reminder again to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Under Instagram, you'll follow us under Niner Sickness. On Twitter, follow us at Niner Sickness 49. At Facebook, look for the page called Niner Sickness. Follow us there. And then, of course, here on YouTube under Niner Sickness. We appreciate you guys. Bang, bang, Niner Gang. Absolutely. We're closing it with a bang because we are the 49ers gang. All right, guys.
Hey,
We are out. Peace. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.
Niner gang, over and out.
Over.